I think this part of the world really showed me that you get a very different experience based on how you decide to travel through it.
Yes, absolutely. The good thing is that you get much closer to the locals, the people that actually live here. You have a lot of opportunities to get to know people. And
it's definitely a lesson in patience.
You're listening to the Zero to Travel podcast, where we explore exciting travel-based work, lifestyle, and business opportunities, helping you to achieve your wildest travel dreams.
Hello there, listener. It's always a pleasure saying hi to you here at Zero to Travel. My name is Gunnar Garfors. I like to travel, and I'm not the only one.
And I'm Jacqui Kunz.
Yeah, you also like to travel,
yes,
eh?
Yes,
yeah.
Just a little bit.
I think that's why we're here, speaking to a lot of other people that do like to travel. And what are we going to talk about today, Jacqui?
Yeah, I think we're going to talk about a recent trip we did through bits of West Africa.
Yeah, but why did we go to West Africa? We went to quite a few countries. 7, I believe.
Yeah, 7
altogether.
countries, yeah.
So what made us go to this particular part of the world?
I believe partially the cheap flights.
That's always that's always an element in where to go.
But it was a new part of the world for me. So it was my first time actually in the western part of Africa.
How did you like it? I mean, you've lived large parts of your life in Africa, but not on the west coast.
No. So more towards the eastern bit is where I've spent a lot of time. But yeah. I mean, we'll get into what we actually thought of the trip, but overall, glad I did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not sure I'm jumping to do it again anytime soon. But
it was a rough ride, at least parts of it, and we will get to with illnesses and car breakdowns and a few other things that made it less pleasant than it should have been. But West Africa, that's a huge area. So, what countries are we talking about? We started
Senegal, so we're talking along the coastal route of West Africa. So I know some people, when they think West Africa, they're talking about like Mali, Burkina Faso, and parts of the Sahel as well. But we're just going down the coast. Yeah,
starting in Dakar, probably most well known for the Paris-Dakar rally that used to go to the capital of Senegal.
Okay, I've never heard of this. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Well,
okay.
You're just too young or not too interested in driving fast with cars and motorcycles.
Right, interesting.
Yeah,
I will have to look that up.
I think you should. But Dakar, it's a big city. It's got a small island just outside of it, well known for slavery, and you can still go and visit that and see the facilities that were used to lock up people and essentially trade people and send them to other countries on slave ships. We did not spend too much time in Dakar on this trip. Our goal was to go all the way down to Ivory Coast, which is 7 countries away, and almost 8 since you have to go through Senegal twice.
Yes, and it was deceptively far.
How was it now?
Yes, in hindsight.
It looks.
I think this was a bit ambitious on our part.
It doesn't look very far on the map, perhaps, but the road standards are not always up to speed. But in Senegal, around Dakar, you have a brand new motorway built by the Chinese and Chinese money. Everything there goes very, very fast until the motorway suddenly stops.
And aren't the maps, there's something with the maps too, where they disproportionately make Africa smaller than Europe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so you have that going on as well. So when we were looking and planning, it looked much, much closer.
Yeah, it did indeed. Yes, it certainly did. But yeah, so we went, so the motorway goes down to Mbour, and there it stops, and we're stuck or left with a normal 2-lane road, which is a bit smaller than it should be. So even we took a bus or a minibus. It's
the Set Plus is what they're called.
Yes.
So 7-seaters.
Yes, and how does this work? Because they don't really run on at any given time from Dakar. We go to the bus station and find the right bus going to the Gambia, and then it's all about filling said bus with as many people as possible, really. and it will leave when full.
Yeah.
So that makes it a bit hard to plan arrival times and such. Also even planning how far you're going to be able to get in any given day.
Yeah, it's a lot of waiting around if you don't have your own vehicle. So we did this entire trip by public transport of sorts. So some moto taxis, but a lot of these set plus or minibuses that were going. So a lot of waiting until they could fill the 7 seats with 10, 11 passengers, sometimes more.
Yeah, so 7 seats does not mean 7 passengers. It means you can multiply that, not by pi perhaps, but at least by
it means there are 15 people in the 7 seats.
Yeah, it's a bit crowded, or it can be. So we took it to Farafenni, which is just across the border in the Gambia. It's inland, so most people actually take the coastal route going to Bissau, or at least it goes to the port just northeast of Bissau. But
Banjul.
Sorry, Banjul.
Yeah, where are you?
No, yeah, well, I'm jumping ahead here. You know, it's a capital starting with a B. So sorry, Banjul, the capital of Gambia. Yeah. Good. It's a good thing somebody's listening here. But yes, we ended up inland or upriver, if you like, in a border town called Farafenni. It's quite a chaotic little town, I would say.
Yeah, I liked it. Bit of a trade, I guess, a border trade hub. So a lot of truckers and
a lot of
through,
absolutely, and you can sort of split 4 ways there. So most people will probably come from Senegal or go across the country and also come from Senegal, but the southern bit of Senegal, where they will go upstream, upriver, or down a river. But we, because of the bus that took quite a few hours to fill, we didn't get any further on the first day than Farafenni. We stayed in the town, and it's a bit dusty and quite chaotic, but it's got a nice vibe. People are rather friendly.
Everyone was very curious, and a lot of people came up and started chatting with us, wanting to know where we were from
and where we were going. From Farafenni the next day, we went up a river, and not a lot of people go to up a river. Most people think about the Gambia as a beach country where you go to stay in resorts. There are quite a few of them on the coast. The Gambia also has a reputation for being, what should I say?
Yeah, I didn't know if we were allowed to say this.
Oh, we are allowed to say anything on Zero to Travel. But the Gambia has a reputation for being the country in the world where, let's say, middle-aged women go to pick up young guys. And as we know, in most countries, it's the opposite.
Yeah, it's fascinating. So if you haven't heard of it, Google it. It's a fascinating read.
It is indeed, yeah. Well, and this primarily happens along the coast, around Banjul, and you'll see a lot of usually white women, typically from
usually like Northern Europeans, right?
I'm afraid so.
Scandinavians and Brits, I believe.
Finnish, perhaps as well.
Okay, some Nordics then. Nordics and the Brits, and maybe some Germans here and there. I've heard
a fair amount of Germans. Yes.
Yeah, it's the Northern Europeans.
And they come here, age 40. 45, 50, or even higher, and they find guys, very good-looking guys. They train on the beach. They lift.
Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience.
Well, I walked a lot on the beach, up and down, and you see the guys. They're lifting weights. They're doing sit-ups. They're really training, and going swimming and whatnot. A lot of them in groups. And of course, then you have some guys walking with the girls or women mentioned earlier. And I mean, I don't know, it stands out because it's the older women that pick up the young guys, and usually it's the other way around in large parts of Africa, in South America, and in Asia, Southeast Asia in particular. So here, but the government is not really keen on this.
No. I mean, there's a lot of nuances to this kind of tourism, but obviously at its root, it is quite exploitive. So, and I don't think the Gambia likes the reputation that
do
it
not
gives
think
them
so.
as well.
No. And of course, it depends on how you look at it. Of course, if you go on a holiday for a couple of weeks and you pick up a young guy or a young girl, you will then host them in your luxury hotel, take them for dinners, buy them gifts, and so on and so forth. Apparently, money is usually not changing hands on this trip, but they're being treated for a 2 or 4 week holiday in their own country. And then person goes back to Europe or wherever they're from and leave this young person with the memories. Isn't that fair to say?
I think it's a bit of a romanticized view.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, but
of course, occasionally this ends up in marriage and relationships and whatnot, maybe under false pretenses. But regardless, the Gambian government wants to get rid of this and this reputation. And they're trying to outlaw it, so you're actually not allowed to bring someone who's not your regular partner to your hotel, I believe.
Yeah, I think some of the resorts have cracked down on it. Yeah, because it's mainly in the resorts that this is happening.
But we were not for this. We were not here for this.
So we weren't anywhere near there.
No. So one of the reasons we went up river is, and of course the country is named after the river, hence the name the Gambia. And the river runs all the way up the country. The country was, as many others in Africa, conquered by the Brits, and they wanted the river for trading. So it wasn't conquered.
Well, I don't think that's the right word for it.
No, it was taken. It was colonized.
Yeah, I would say it was, taken.
Yeah, it's it was taken by the Brits. So it's a peculiar country. It's totally surrounded by Senegal, except for the coast, where there is a bit of a sea stretch to the Atlantic.
Yeah, it's. I think it's just the floodplains of the Gambian River. Yeah, I think that comprises the entire country.
But and upstream, there we didn't see any let's say Nordic middle-aged women, and we didn't really see any tourists at all. At least not Western tourists, only us. And we decided to go on the Gambia, on the river, to try look for chimpanzees and hippos that live on some islands.
Yeah, in the national park there was the River Gambia National Park.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Really, really nice. I think that was one of the highlights of the entire region for me.
Yeah. And we did get very close to the chimpanzees. Unfortunately, we didn't see any hippos. It was not the rainy season, or it was too far away from the rainy season, so they were not.
I think the water, it was too high or something. They were saying. I don't know. The park rangers were lovely, and they did try to find some hippos for us, but alas,
no luck. But absolutely, highly recommended to go for a change. Go upriver. Don't look at the Gambia as only a beach destination. There's a lot more to see, and it's a lot less touristy. Some big markets as well upriver that are quite nice. And in Wasu, the town of Wasu, where you also have some old stone monuments, Jacqui.
Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of them actually in the region.
There are indeed,
yeah,
yes.
I think 200 or something.
So like mini Stonehenges, let's say.
Yeah.
And why they're built and exactly when, they're still debating, but there are various theories about religious beliefs tied to these, or whether they're used to tell time or whatnot.
Yeah, or if they're cemeteries. It's interesting, because there's really similar ones across Europe as well.
Yeah. So definitely worth going, and go for the market in Wasu. It's heaving, and you can buy pretty much anything local produce, and what not in a very colorful and chaotic market that takes over the town.
So how about some logistics about the Gambia?
Well, you are the logistic expert, so why don't you run through how to get in and get out and all the rest of it?
Well, you're visa free.
Well, I am, and I should be. But,
like most European passports, I believe. I mean, obviously, double check, do your own research, but most European passports are visa free, where the U.S. passport, on the other hand, can get a visa on arrival for $108, $110.
Bargain.
I guess it depends on the exchange rate, at the time. But it's a 5-year multiple entry, so...
So if you're planning to travel around West Africa, then it's a good deal.
If that's your yearly vacation spot, then you might get your money's worth.
Yeah, absolutely. But we were kind of passing through, going from Senegal into the Gambia and back into the southern part of Senegal. So then it's...
There's a 3-day transit visa.
Yeah. So opt for that one. It's free, and you're not supposed to pay anything, but the officers on the borders, they tend to ask for what they call a stamp fee, which you're not supposed to pay, but it can be hard to get out of.
It's just a bribe.
It is essentially a bribe.
Yeah.
So
there's no official.
Bring a good lawyer, or be prepared to fight for quite some time. Some people have even tried to cross a different border to get out of the stamp fee, which is $15-20. So depending on how much you want to fight over it, this is
well, on exit we decided to argue.
On exit, we did decide to argue.
We decided to argue quite a bit there.
We did indeed, yeah. And first we went to the counter, the visa counter. They showed us quickly into a room where they demanded a bribe, or a stamp out fee, as they call it. We were not too happy about that, and we argued quite extensively.
Yeah, we just said to show us the policy.
And then they said, no, you have to show us the policy where it says there is no stamp fee. And we did.
So we did.
We did. We found it online.
They said, oh, okay.
And so maybe so if you don't have a local SIM card and you don't want to pay roaming fees,
maybe
for
get a
internet,
screenshot.
Yeah, get a screenshot or print it out, because it's nice to.
But it was very funny how the demeanor of the border officials changed when at first they were quite aggressive when they were demanding the fee. And then after we showed them there was no fee, suddenly they were so friendly. I think you have the one guy's WhatsApp number and still chat with him sometimes. And
oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, we took selfies.
Yeah, they wanted selfies, and the guy is called Osman, and my
Osman.
brother is called Osman, which is almost the same. So suddenly we were best buds. And he
might come up and visit us in Norway.
Yeah, he texted me a couple of days ago actually, and asked how everything is going.
Yeah. Really nice guy, but...
Yeah. And then, of course, he argued that, since he can't come to Norway without paying a lot of money, then we should not be able to come to Gambia.
Yeah,
so,
which
we
agreed.
Is absolutely fair.
We're like, that's absolutely fair, but we don't make the rules.
No, and we were not going to engage in some policy.
Fair.
So, no, we managed to get out without a stamp fee. So, might have to produce some evidence that there is no stamp fee. So just keep that in mind. And then traveling south into Ziguinchor, which is a couple of hours south. It's on the river as well. It's a nice little town with a fair amount of restaurants and shops and whatnot. But maybe most importantly, there is a consulate for Guinea-Bissau there. Mm-hmm. And which comes in handy since going south only half an hour away is Guinea-Bissau.
Probably the easiest visa I think I've ever gotten in my life.
Yeah, it took 4 minutes. Yeah, very, very fast.
Didn't even need to fill in a form.
No, everything was
hand
taken
your passport, the cash, and
this is the second time I've been there. Last time was probably 10, 12 years ago. And exactly the same process in exactly the same house. So everything is very smooth. So that's a good way to enter Guinea-Bissau. Which we did, but again, we had to fill a bus. This time it was a huge bus, and it was going to take a while to fill.
Rookie mistake.
A rookie mistake, indeed, yeah. So what we should have done here, it's so short to the border, we should have just either hitchhiked or taken a motorbike taxi, and it would have been much, much faster, and then sorted out further transport on the border.
Yeah, I think it took about 3 or 4 hours we waited.
To fill
for the bus to fill.
Bus,
yeah, and then how many? There was 50, 55 people and
it was
30 seats.
It was very, very full and also loads of luggage everywhere. And it turned out that the bus in question was not really up to the task. So the engine was kind of knackered.
Oh, yeah. So we lost a tire about, 30 kilometers into the trip?
That is true, yes.
And then another 15 kilometers after that, it was, I don't even know what happened then.
Well, the bus just stopped on the middle of the road. It was a gravel road in the middle of nowhere. We'd passed a couple of villages and they were quite far from the next one. And the first person to leave the bus and hitch a ride was the bus driver. So we kind of took the hint and started walking to try find further transport. And in the end, we ended up in a lorry, on the back of a lorry.
Yeah, with a group of some of the other passengers.
Yeah. And this lorry was it was big. The roads were terrible, so it took a while, but we got a great view.
It was fun.
It was, and we passed a live football match in one of the villages, and got a great 360-degree view of a beautiful landscape in northern Guinea-Bissau, rivers and forests and villages, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, and sometimes I like when there's these long trips or something goes wrong. It's happened to me in other parts of the world too, where it's kind of an icebreaker between you and the locals that are also doing the trip. So we made some friends then with our shared misfortune of getting stuck. Yeah, so us in a group of the guys stuck together all the way to Bissau, and that was kind of nice. So even though we couldn't really communicate super well, they really helped us out.
No, it was great and great fun as well. And it kind of, the journey, which should have been on a normal day with a normal mode of transport, should have been 4 hours,
3-4
5.
hours.
It took 13 and a half, I believe.
Something like that.
So a couple of breakdowns and then some lorry transport and whatnot.
Then a bush taxi and then a regular taxi.
Yeah, because the lorry wasn't going all the way to Bissau, so we needed a couple of more modes of transport. So, great fun. And of course, every time you have to fill the minivan or car in question. And before you get to continue, one way around this is to pay extra for an additional seat. Or essentially additional half a seat, and then you might get your full seat to yourself. But then you have to cough up the extra money for that. And so maybe budget for such if you like your comfort and you don't like to wait.
Yeah, and sometimes other passengers are willing to split the extra seat fee just to get going.
Yeah. So it depends on how restless people are, and also it depends on whether they even have the money to start with as well. But Bissau, should we talk a little bit about Bissau, the capital? It's a beautiful town, Portuguese heritage, colonial heritage, a lot of nice buildings.
Yeah, and also maybe mention Guinea-Bissau was recently in the news.
Oh,
quite
yes,
a bit.
of course.
Yeah,
a little bit of a coup there. We are in the coup belt of the world, let's say.
God.
And I'm not even joking. If you look
I was going to say, are you the one that says that?
Yeah, well, you can quote me on this. There's a high likelihood of experiencing a coup in West Africa, let's say. If you look at historical coups and coup
Well, you know
attempts.
who's the highest in the world for coups?
Yeah, enlighten me.
Yes, Sudan.
Yeah, your old country.
Ugh.
Well, you're still your current country, but you lived there for a decade.
Yeah, but I was actually looking this up because when I was reading the history of some of these countries in West Africa, a lot of coups were coming up. So that's why I was looking up some of the statistics for countries with the most coups. Very interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, the coup lasted a day or two, and
And now everything is more or less back
to normal.
normal.
Yeah. So I knew a few travelers that were there when it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but all is well.
But Bissau, it's a really nice town. A fair amount of restaurants and cafes and bars. And nice, as I said, colonial Portuguese buildings. There's a port there.
Yeah, and if you're there on the weekends, I think, what is it, Friday or Saturday morning, the ferry leaves to
the Bijou Islands.
Yeah, leaves Friday, back on Sunday.
Yeah, so that's the quickest and easiest way to get there. Otherwise, you have to cross the river and go around to get out to the islands. The islands are really, really nice. You can get one of many hotels out there. Some of them have a very high standard, or you can live on a boat and sail around the island group. So,
yeah, and I've seen a few cruises that just go around the islands too. Yeah. So that's another way to visit.
We continued east. We're going to go into Guinea, and the reason we went for the eastern border is that the southern one, south from Bissau, is it's got quite a bad reputation.
Yeah, so this is the bit of the safer route. It's going east through Gabu.
And Gabu, a nice little town as well. Got a few hotels and not so much else. Expensive.
Yeah, so I think Guinea-Bissau overall was a bit expensive.
It's not the cheapest place on the west coast of Africa.
Because none of West Africa is cheap. No. So I think we tried to travel as budget as possible, but you're still going to spend some money on accommodation
and such, yeah. Food is not too bad, although in Bissau it was relatively pricey. And
yeah.
And the quality is it can be debated.
Yeah, I had that really good pasta, but then I had food poisoning afterwards.
There you go.
For weeks.
Well, yes. So good food, but with consequences. Getting into, but yeah, should we just, if we sum up Guinea-Bissau, it's a really nice country, fantastic people, very friendly. It was my favorite.
Yeah, it was my favorite of the region. Yeah, which I'd actually shared that on my Instagram page, and a few people messaged me, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" Like, it's horrible. No, I really, really liked it. I think we met a lot of really nice people that helped us out. Just wanted to chat. It was just, I think overall, it just had a really good vibe to it. So,
yeah, absolutely recommended.
That's one I would, in a heartbeat, revisit. So, plenty of places left to see.
Yeah, and if you don't want to go here overland, you can fly into Bissau from a number of places.
Yeah, and I believe at least for a U.S. passport, it's a visa on arrival if you fly in.
Yeah. So, and then check out at least the capital and maybe the islands. And it's a small country, but definitely worth visiting.
And it's interesting because it's a bit different from the rest of the region too, with the Portuguese speaking.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was interesting too, to see the change in language.
So read up on your Portuguese. Although most, especially young people, speak decent English, so
and
you'll
French
be able
as well.
Yeah,
and of course local languages.
Yeah. So from Gabu towards the border to Guinea, Gabu is about 2 hours from the border. So we stayed in Gabu and then got a motorcycle taxi to get to the border.
Oh, this was horrible.
That was horrible. We agreed on a price, and which you should always do. But
and we actually triple checked the price because I thought it was on the lower end. So I think I had read the normal price was around 7,000 Sifa for a moto taxi to the border, and he had quoted us 5,000.
Yeah, so it sounded like a nice price. And
so I thought maybe 5,000 per person. I'm like, okay, that's fair. It's no arguments.
No, but so we checked, we put it into the calculator, showed him on the phone, and he verified the price. But yeah, if you're going to agree on a price, write it down and get the person usually a man, to say yes, because he stopped midway in the middle of nowhere. And
well, this was after too, because he stopped to fill his gas tank the whole way, and had us pay, I think it was like 2,000 for petrol. So we're like, yeah, okay, like
That's fine.
And then he stopped and he wanted some energy drinks. And
oh, absolutely.
we were like, okay, yeah, that's fine. So it's still, it was a fine price. It was a little bit high, but come on.
And then he wanted 30,000 all of a sudden, and that caused some argument.
Yeah, so he stopped kind of in the middle of nowhere and said, "Give me more money." And we're like, "For what?" And he's like, "Now it's 30,000 to the border." And we're like, no. Like,
no. But and so finally we agreed on
$60.
Yeah, so we agreed on 15 or 20, 16.
No,
I think.
So we agreed 30,000 if he took us all the way to the next town across the border.
Yeah.
So then we're like, okay, if you take us to this city, then 30 is okay. Then he's like, give me the money now. And we're like, okay, we'll give you half now. And then half when we get there, because at this point the trust of the negotiation had been eroded a little bit.
Yeah, a tiny bit.
Yeah. So and some guys came because they saw the commotion. And they told the driver too, "This is fair. Take half now and half when you get there. This is a fair deal. This is good for everyone." So and then once we got to the border, that's when he said, "No, I will not be taking you further." But.
No. And but he still wanted 30,000 for getting us half the way. Essentially, he even took us to the police station, but we refused. And he saw your passport and say, "Oh, very rich American lady."
Telling
rich
everyone
American,
she's rich American.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Norway is much richer per capita,
well,
but just nobody knows where Norway is.
It's sometimes that's an advantage.
Yeah, but when we went to the police and. Our French isn't super good.
That's to put it lightly, yes.
But
they took our
to,
side more or less.
Yeah.
We gave him another 500 or whatever. We'd already paid for.
I think we gave him 1,000 or something like that, because then it made it an even 20.
Yeah.
That we had given him or something.
Yeah, including the energy drink and the petrol.
And the police are like, "This is enough, go away."
Yeah. And then we picked up another bike, more of an honest driver, taking us into Kundara in Guinea.
Yeah, that was a beautiful ride.
Oh, absolutely, with the mountains.
Terrible roads. So I do not know how you could do that in a vehicle. I know some travelers do it with 4x4s, but
4x4 would be okay, but quite slow. I can
still
imagine.
Slow.
Yeah. So this part, probably all the way from Gabu to the border and on to Kundura, I would recommend a motorbike. So although you can do it on 4x4, we did it in 2 hours, and then we had the commotion with the driver. So it should have been an hour and a half to the border and another hour and a half from to Kundura.
Yeah.
But we've heard about people going 4x4 and they've spent 12 hours or even 14 hours on this stretch. So you will have to drive really slowly because of the state of the road.
I read a blog. So before we did this trip, when I was doing a little bit of background research, I read a blog that was comparing this part of the road to a motocross track. And then when we were actually doing it, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That is a very accurate description.
A pretty rotten track, I would say.
Quite
challenging
beautiful
one.
views.
Yeah.
So you're going through some small villages. There are mountains because you're getting into the Guinea Highlands here. So absolutely beautiful part of the country. So that was one of the main reasons we actually decided to go this way, to see the highlands.
Yeah. For sure. And in Kundara, after the motorbike ride, and then the roads are getting better again. Or the roads are becoming roads again, let's say. So there we needed another minibus.
Well, yeah, I think it was a shared taxi.
Yeah. Was actually. Yeah. And of course, that took a while to fill up.
But the man kept telling us that the car was already full. All the passengers are inside. So just pay the money and get in and we'll go.
Yes, and then we decided we demanded to look inside the car, which was empty.
He's like, "Oh, they must have all gone for a snack."
And it was kind of a trick because they had a car and it's got loads of stuff on the roof, so it looked like it was ready to go, but no one inside. And this was just a decoy car to lure us in order to pay this particular car and not the competitor, another car.
And I like when you told the guy, you're like, "Are you telling the truth?" And he's like, "How dare you accuse me of lying?" But you are.
Yeah, but you are lying. Yes.
That's fantastic. No, but it was all in good fun, and everyone was kind of laughing while
It was, it was good tempered. And, so, but it took, I think, 3 hours of waiting before we finally managed to get going.
Oh, but then the best bit.
Well, because he said, no, they must have gone to eat.
Yeah, they're all finally back from eating.
Yes. So, and then after 2 kilometers on the road, the car stops for food.
He's like, oh, now it's time to eat.
So that was another half hour of waiting. So yeah, wonderful. So you need you shouldn't be in too much of a hurry, and just take the advantage of getting to know people and just to chill out, do whatever they're doing, eat wherever they are doing.
Yeah.
Of course, we didn't know we needed to eat, so we had just eaten already. So that was a bit annoying. But we're going to go all the way.
Yeah, you can't stress about time on this bit.
That is very, very true. So we're going to Labe, which is a town in the middle of Guinea. It's a, should I say, happening town. It's quite a lot of merchants here. You got big markets and such. And one of the bigger towns up north. Bit chaotic. A fair number of NGOs operating here as well. And they have a few okay hotels and a few decent restaurants as well.
Oh yeah, where we stayed was great.
Oh. Of course, we asked for Wi-Fi, and they said, no, we have no electricity. So, no, but can you give us the password for Wi-Fi? No, you'll get it
when it comes back.
When electricity comes back. And of course, electricity came back after a few hours, and then it turned out there was no Wi-Fi after all. But of course, then we had decided to stay there. But other than that, it was all good.
A nice place.
Yeah. So Labe is a good place to stay. There are loads of hiking possibilities around here. A lot of mountains. You have waterfalls. You have rivers.
It's called the Grand Canyon of Guinea.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, or even of West Africa, I believe.
Yeah, it's just south.
Yeah. So no, a lot in this region. You can spend a lot of time in and around this region. But again, the roads are absolutely awful. And I must add, when I say this, we traveled just after the rainy season. So if you travel just before the rainy season, the roads might have been brilliant because they've just been repaired. When they make the roads, repair the roads, they don't have very big budgets. So they do it the fast and easy
seems
way.
To go in like few year cycles on which roads they repair. Yeah. Because then once we got a bit south, then the roads were great again.
Yeah.
Which was a very welcome sight.
Oh, it was from Mamou.
I think
south.
that was from Mamou all the way.
All the way down to the capital, Conakry. The roads are quite decent.
Yeah.
So, but we decided not to go into Conakry. It's a very hectic city. It's chaotic. There's a lot of bribes being picked up or tried to pick up, being harassed for bribes by various police officers and security personnel.
I've heard a lot of mixed experiences. Some people say it's their least favorite place in the world, and some people have told me they just really love the energy of the city. So I guess it's not everyone's cup of tea, but some people really enjoy it.
Yes, and you can also go up from Conakry along the coast, and there you have a number of villages and smaller towns which are with beaches and whatnot. Very nice to stay. And you also have some islands outside Conakry that's with some resort hotels. There is a little bit of a trick. If you take the boat to go to these islands, do not forget your passport.
Yeah, this is where then you have to pay that fee.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Which you are not being made aware of until the boat has just left the pier.
You have no choice.
Yeah. So if you don't have your passport, you have to pay. It's a big fee as well,
yeah,
$50 or something
like that. Yeah.
So always keep your passport handy in Conakry. So, but we turned off from the
Koya?
road in Koya.
Koya, yeah.
That's
Koya.
That's what should we say about Koya? This is sort of it's
a junction town.
Yeah.
So very much a junction town.
And that's probably we should probably leave it at that. And
yeah, we spent the night in a
in Hotel Palm Beach, which has no beach, no palm, and I wouldn't really call it a hotel either. I would probably call it a brothel. Of sorts.
Yeah, they rent rooms at an hourly rate.
They do.
And there was no soap in the room. There was dirty sheets, but there was a nice pile of condoms on the side table.
Unused condoms.
Unused condoms.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So it said something about probably what it's usually used for. And when we checked in, the receptionist asked us if we wanted it for a full night or only for a few hours. So then we sort of, okay. But it's on the outskirts of town. It was raining heavily. So we did still decide to stay there, but do not repeat.
5-star reviews on Google Maps.
Oh, yeah. Talking about the lovely Spanish owner.
And the overlooking the river.
And that's the thing on Google Maps. A lot of places in this part of the world that they have maybe quite high reviews, but actually do read the reviews and are these plausible? Are these likely to be correct? And quite usually they are not at all. And if the rating seemed too high, it probably is. And you can also tell by the number of very few comments and reviews.
Even the pictures were completely different.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, there were pictures of beaches and palm trees and whatnot, but hey.
And then in the morning when we were trying to leave and we were trying to do an early for us, so it was like 7 a.m., leaving to get a bus to continue south. And we found ourselves locked in.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Yeah, maybe they wanted us to pay twice or whatnot, but
I think they were all I think there was music and drinking late, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
And
so
some
I think
other,
everyone was still asleep.
Some other late activities as well, perhaps. Who knows? But yeah, we got out of there, stopped another bus on the road going down to Sierra Leone. And the border town there, so Pamalap. Actually, we had to stop the bus in a little bit earlier. It went through for Karaya, and then we had to take a motorbike the last few kilometers.
Yeah, and that was all pretty straightforward, and yeah, no issues there.
No issues at all, I would say. But yeah, so Guinea, it's a slow, what should I say, transport.
Yeah. So how does it compare to your earlier visits? Because obviously this was your third time.
Yeah.
So, and your first time on some of these roads.
Yeah, that's the first time I've actually been, I've been nearby Conakry, a bit outside Conakry, checking out some waterfalls and lovely rivers. But it's the first time I've traveled by road through the country. And, perhaps it will be the last as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, did it give you a different impression?
Very different to travel through the country for sure, compared to going by plane in and out. There are also some cruise ships that some people use.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah,
people who spend 6 hours or something in port and
then a lot of people brag about traveling without flying through Africa. And,
hey, we don't judge.
No judgment at all.
No judgment. We don't judge.
But
I think this part of the world really showed me that it's you get a very different experience based on how you decide to travel through it.
Yes, absolutely. The good thing is that you get much closer to the locals, the people that actually live here. You have a lot of opportunities to get to know people, and
it's definitely a lesson in patience.
Yes, for sure. We are gonna continue our journey in the next episode of Zero to Travel. So, and then we're gonna take you to Sierra Leone, Liberia, and Ivory Coast, Jacqui.
Yeah, sounds good.
So maybe stay tuned, and we can promise you. We're talking about diseases. They're actually coming in the next episode. So stay tuned, and we will catch you later.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
This podcast has been brought to you by ZeroToTravel.com. Ideas and advice to make your travel dreams a reality.